Hey, what is going on, guys? Welcome to Pokemon TCG Center. In this video, we're looking at Shining Genesect deck featuring Venusaur. This deck list is a very risky deck list, as you can see in front of you. A lot of risky plays, but overall, if you get lucky to set up properly with it, you're just gonna crush your opponent so hard and so fast because this deck works pretty well. It's a very consistent deck list and very fast deck list with 4 max elixirs, with Mellow, with the line of the Octillery, and also with the Arceus Prism Star, which says that if you have Grass, Water, and Lightning Pokemon on your bench, you can just search your deck for 3 basic energy cards, attach them to your Pokemon in any way you like, and then shuffle your deck, which is just amazing. And you can also hit for 30 in that case. So theoretically, we can set up so fast that Shining Genesect attack can be used at our turn 2 for like one-hit knockout against almost everything in the standard format. So on this deck list, we're going to find one Arceus with that first low and Trinity Star, 2 copies of Bulbasaur and 2 Venusaurs without Ivysaur, but it's really not needed, just because with Bulbasaur to Venusaur and 160 HP is not going to be easy for our opponent to knock out that Pokemon anyways. We also have 2 Super Rods for recover them and 2 Rare Candies, so only 2 chances to pull Venusaur in play. 3 copies of Shining Genesect as the main attacker, as well as the Tapu Koko for the damage spread with just a single energy card in the early stage of the game, so we can have greater chance to one-hit knockout heavier HP Pokemons that we need. 2 Tapu Lele-s, obviously for the setup and for the mellow play, and 1 of each Remoraid and Octillery for that Abyssal Hint. Speaking about item cards, we can find 2 Field Blowers because we rely on the abilities. In case of the Garbodor face-up, we really want to have abilities available, as well as 4 Max Elixirs for extra energy acceleration. 2 copies of Rare Candy, 2 Super Rod for the Pokemon Recycle and Energy Recycle, as well as 4 copies of Ultra Ball for extra Pokemon Search. For the setup, I decided to go with 2 Bridget, makes a lot of sense in case if one is prized. 4 copies of Cynthia, featuring 3 Guzmas, 2 copies of Mellow for that very tasty play with Octillery, and obviously 4 copies of N. There is no Professor Sycamore in this deck because we really don't want to discard any of those cards. This is the reason why 4 Cynthias and 4 Ns makes a lot of sense, especially in the late game if we have Octillery set up and ready to go. 3 copies of Choice Band for extra damage, as well as 3 copies of Float Stone for the much consistent retreat in case if we need it. And obviously 12 regular grass energy cards. If you're also looking forward to buy any of these cards, make sure to check ccgcastle.com. Link is provided in my video description, so make sure to check that as well. Let's move on to the gameplay so you can see this deck in action, so see you in the game. Alright, so this is very risky deck list that I'm playing today. Very risky. You really don't want to discard any of the cards you have because all those cards are so important. So that's the reason why I'm running only 4 copies of N with 4 copies of Cynthia. Looking at my opening hand, I think I'm probably going to open this game with the Bridget. But since my opponent didn't have a couple cards, okay, it looks decent. Alright, so we have basically Max Elixir there. This might be a post-rotation testing for my opponent because he is playing some sort of Pokemon fan club on his side of the field. However, there's the Eevee, as well as Tapu Lele. I might made a mistake by just putting Genesect to the active position because obviously, maybe even not. Let's see, Bridget for Arceus. So we need Water Pokemon type, Lighting Pokemon type, as well as the Grass Pokemon type in play. And so far I have all of these types. So obviously I'm going to retreat, attach my energy to my Arceus, and before I decide to do anything else. I'm also going to play my Max Elixir as well. So there's also one energy card that can be attached somewhere, and it should go to my Genesect as well. And let's go with that Trinity Star, so I can hit for 30. And I can also attach 3 more energy cards to my Pokemons in play. So obviously we want to play safe. You know, no rush anywhere, you just want to move energies around, because you can always use that energy reload ability and grab yourself a extra energy in case if you need. So there's the Cynthia play for my opponent. I shouldn't definitely start with my Shining Genesect in the active position. I don't know what was on my mind. I should better go with the Remoraid so I could have that Float Stone on the Remoraid. But it's okay right now. I mean, it is how it is. So my opponent decided to attach double Core's energy. So probably GX will enter the... There's no doubt about that. Something interrupts my recording. Not sure what was that. Whew. In this case, I think if he decides to play GX, I might just risk, but I don't think... Yeah, I can actually do that, just because right now each basic grass energy counts as 2 grass energy cards, you know. So I can even fly flip with the single energy card, you know, and spread damage around the board, which is, in my opinion, not that bad, definitely. So I'm actually going to do that, and we're not going to waste any max elixir so far, not even energy card. We're just going to go with a fly flip for a couple of rounds, you know. I'm putting some pressure on our opponent Pokemons in place so we can have much more easier control in the game and much more easier knockout against those Gardevoirs, as well as those Sylveons once they enter the play. The reason is pretty simple, you know. I can expect maybe to see that GX, maybe not. So there's a first max potion and he just played. Alright. With the GX, he can simply scoop 2 of my Pokemons from the bench. So that's the reason why I simply don't want to waste my resources. At least not for now. And there's a Guzma play. So there's been a Guzma play. And there we go with the Instruct. So the next thing I'm going to do will be a Ultra Ball. Obviously that Ultra Ball will be for some sort of the Octillery. Okay. Right now I'm just searching for one card, which is a... Obviously, we can all guess Float Stone. But before Float Stone, let's just play a couple max elixirs so we can just accelerate that Genesect on the bench. 170 is the damage that Genesect can do right now, but with that ability I can pull 1 more energy on him. Just needs to find a way to retreat, and so far I don't have that option, but at least I can remove Float Stone from him, attach energy as well somewhere, and use that N in hope that I'm gonna get that Float Stone to retreat, which unfortunately I couldn't get, so this is definitely not good. But it's just a part of the game. We're gonna just pass the turn for now. Next turn, I'm definitely looking forward to play my Guzma if I somehow manage to survive that GX. Who knows? If he decides to use GX, obviously. So there's the Sophocles. 2 cards has been discarded in addition to draw 4 of them. That Guzma a little bit disrupt me, but it's just perfectly fine as long as my opponent decides not to use that GX. If he decides to hit my Venusaur, I'm gonna be much more happier because I have Mellow in my hand, which means only one thing. I can definitely go for the knockout against that Sylveon. but I think I'm probably going to target down that Gardevoir on the bench, because Gardevoir right now is a much bigger threat than the Sylveon, because Sylveon does not have ability to one-hit knock on my Genesects in play. This is the reason why we really want to target down that Gardevoir. But speaking about Gardevoir, there's a Plea GX attack, so he decided to scoop my Pokemons back to my deck, which is just perfectly fine. Again, we're going to put that Genesect, as well as the Remoraid, and energy should go down to my Genesect as well. I'm going to play first Super Rod in play. Alright, I mean, I missed a lot of resources there. And the question is it worth to play Mellow right now? No, it's not, because I can't draw those cards, so I'm gonna actually go with the Cynthia, with my Guzma, onto my opponent Oranguru. There we go, so I can put my Arceus in the front. And again, I can use my Trinity Star to hit for 30 and basically to grab some energies and attach them again to my Pokemons in play. So one to my Remoraid, one to my Venusaur, one to my Shining Genesect. I know that energy attached to Venusaur was not the smartest thing in the world, but hey, it is how it is. Hoping for the best, obviously, for the next turn. If he don't have chance to retreat, this might be something. It's a very limited hand size for my opponent, but he have double Core's energy and Secret Spring as well. So who's gonna get energy? It might be Gardevoir. It is Gardevoir. He is a fresh, fully HP Pokemon at this moment. There's Instruct for 1. As long as my opponent cannot strike on my bench, I'm more than happy. Retreat, and this should be either way Magical Ribbon or Fairy Wind, but he decided to take some pressure and hit me for 110. Alright, perfect. Pretty much perfect scenario. So what we can do here? I guess not too much. I guess not too much. Again, I'm going to roll with my Cynthia. I should roll with my Cynthia. Should I risk, or should I just grab Guzma and go for first 2 prize cards versus that Tapu Lele in play? The damage that I have right now is not enough. I can go for 170, so I'm short for like either way energy or some sort of the... Okay, nice. There's a max elixir play. Well, I guess I'm going to play a Beazley hand for 1. A Field Blower. Yeah, his hand is very limited. That's true. I think I'm actually going to risk, because I don't want to knock him out yet. I will just retreat and use 1 round of the Fly Flip. 1 more round of the Fly Flip. 1 more round of the Fly Flip. So I can have exactly enough damage for the knockout with just 3 energies and Gaia Blaster. You know, if I manage to hit that choice band, I would go for the knockout, no doubt about it. But I didn't want to put in play another energy card, and I'm hoping that he don't have Guzma. He already used 1 Guzma, you know, so his hand is very limited, and I really want to play smart against it. Maybe I can just avoid that knockout on the bench versus my Genesect, because it's very important to keep those Genesects alive. And if it's maybe even possible to hit 1 more round with the Fly Flip, so I can just grab knockout against Oranguru and Routes and take double prize card. But this is going to be another Max Potion play. It's better to see Max Potion plays on those, I should say, Routes than on those Gardevoirs. Let's see if we can maybe... right now I managed to pull Float Stone. I should say a little bit late. Better late than never, right? Mellow play. Yeah, I guess it's a mellow time. So what I want to top deck as a top deck? Obviously, in this scenario, Energy is the most important thing. So I really want those energy cards. I really need them. I'm very limited with my hand space, with my energies. So I just want to have that energy attached, you know. So 170 right now, we have enough for the knockout with that Gaia Blaster. And once you're in turn, you might move energy from one of your other Pokemon to this Pokemon. Yes, we are going to actually grab energy from Octillery and attach it to the Genesect. And then we can use that Gaia Blaster and take the knockout versus his Sylveon for 170. 2 prize cards for me, and there's a choice band and N as well. Okay, 170, 200. Okay, I'm gonna have top deck plus, yeah, I will have enough for the knockout against the Gardevoir because he had 20 damage already. So one more energy just need to be pulled with that energy reload. But what's gonna happen after I lose my Shining Genesect? That's a good question. And he decided to actually target my Venusaur. Alright, very interesting decision. I took 270. I know what is gonna be top deck. And I also know that he played 2 Guzmas as well. So energy is a top deck. But I'm not gonna bother playing that energy. 180, 100, 120, 140. So I can hit for like 140. I can also get rid of one card that I'm not gonna need in this game, obviously. And I'm ready to attach Actually, I don't even need to attach energy yet. Maybe I can pull another Genesect. Or maybe not. But still, there is a Super Rod. So with a Super Rod, I can recover something like this. Since I already have my Venusaur, I'm going to recover only Bulbasaur and energies. To play my Abyssal hand. I wish I can find Bulbasaur so I can bench it down. Very important. And there we go. I still have 1 Rare Candy left. So next turn can be very huge with that mellow play. And we're going to use that Gaia Blaster. Obviously, it's going to be for 140. I could go for like 180 max if I decided to attach energy and pull 1 energy from the Shining Genesect to the bench. But it's not smart to do something like that in this situation. What is this? Terminator GX. Alright, so far I didn't see that in Gardevoir deck, but he already used that GX attack. Infinite Force. So I took the knockout. At least I will have Respawn knockout back. And another Bulbasaur as well. So I need Rare Candy play as well as the Venusaur. There's no doubt about that. We're going to put that on the top deck. We're going to put that on the top deck so we can have a Abyssal hand for these 2 cards. There we go. At least I have right now my 160 HP Venusaur on the bench as a fortress. And Gaia Blaster right now can go for 170, which will be enough for the knockout against that Tapu Lele. The only card that I need is just the Guzma and Float Stone combo. Speaking about Guzma Float Stone combo, just managed to find myself a Float Stone. I just need more Guzma. He decided to step in with the routes, which might be very dramatic for me if he can bring himself. No, there's a Guzma play. Alright, better to see Guzma in play. So as long as I have Float Stone, I think that was a 3rd Guzma play for my opponent, and yeah, it is. He's very limited on the resources as well as I am, but I'm in a much greater position because I do have that Float Stone available, and with the Float Stone I can simply go for 190 and knocks that Sylveon out for the victory in this game. And I also managed to top deck Tapu Lele, which is amazing top deck, and there we go. So Float Stone, retreat onto my Shining Genesect, and I can simply finish the game with Gaia Blast for 190, actually for 210, because I have 4 energies and those energies counts as 2 of them at the time. And that's the knockout. That's the game, my friends, and that's the power of the Shining Genesect. 990 damage, deal in total, 17-minute battle. Definitely very powerful deck, which we can take a closer look once again. Before the final conclusion for this deck, that it's a very risky deck list, and you really need to play smart and limited on your resources, because if you lose one of your resources at the not correct time, you can simply, scoop the game. But if you manage to set up properly, and if you manage to, play smart enough, you can easily win any game with this build. I hope you enjoyed watching this video. Make sure to hit the thumbs up and subscribe to the channel for more videos. Let me know in the comments below what you think about it. Till the next time, have a nice day, and we'll see you next time.